Hello everyone and welcome. Today, we'll embark on a fascinating journey to unravel the life of one of the most enigmatic and ambitious pharaohs in the history of ancient Egypt. Khufu, also known as Cheops. His name is immortalized by one of the greatest structures ever built, an eternal symbol of a civilization that defied time. Get ready, because this is much more than the story of a pyramid. It's the story of a man, a reign, and a legacy that still amazes us 4,500 years later. Before we dive in, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode that uncovers history's most fascinating stories. Greetings, guardians of time. From the heart of the Egyptian desert, I invite you today to explore the life of a figure whose very mention evokes images of majesty and mystery. Khufu, or as he was known in ancient Egypt, Cheops. He was the second pharaoh of the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom, and his reign is estimated to have been between 2589 and 2566 before Christ. Although some sources suggest a range of 2580 to 2560 before Christ, or even 2638 to 2613 before Christ. As the son and successor of Pharaoh Sneferu, Khufu inherited a prosperous and consolidated kingdom. But it was his monumental vision that would etch his name into the annals of history. The construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. This stone colossus not only became one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, but it's the only one still standing today. It's a testament to the ambition, engineering, and social organization of ancient Egypt. However, the figure of Khufu is shrouded in controversy and legends, some of which paint a very different picture from that of a visionary leader. Was he really the tyrant that some historical accounts describe? Join me to unveil the truth. To understand Khufu, we must place him in his historical context. The 4th dynasty, to which he belonged, marked the pinnacle of royal power in Egypt. During this period, the pharaoh was considered a divine incarnation on earth, with absolute power and the responsibility to maintain Ma'at, the cosmic order and harmony. Khufu governed a highly structured state divided into different nomes, or administrative districts, led by members of the royal family and high-ranking Egyptian society. This centralization of political and economic power under the pharaoh was key. The economy, prosperous thanks to agriculture in the fertile lands of the Nile, provided the vital resources needed to finance ambitious construction projects. Khufu, who loved luxury, sent expeditions to places like Sinai to search for turquoise and copper, and exploited diorite quarries in the northwest of Abu Simbel. This wealth and organization allowed him to undertake the work that would define his reign. The Great Pyramid of Giza, whose original name was Khufu's Horizon, is Khufu's most impressive architectural achievement. Originally, it was 146 meters high and 230 meters on each side, remaining the tallest man-made structure for over 3,800 years. It was built with approximately 2 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2 and 15 tons. What you might not know is that, originally, the pyramid was covered with polished white limestone pieces, which made it shine brightly in the desert. Its 4 faces are precisely oriented to the 4 cardinal points. Inside, a complex system of corridors and passages leads to several chambers, including the King's chamber, the Queen's chamber, and the subterranean chamber, with the sarcophagus in the burial chamber. It is estimated that its construction took about 20 to 27 years. A work of such magnitude, designed by his architect Himiu, required unprecedented planning and execution. How the pyramids were built has been a subject of study and debate for centuries. Although it is not known for certain, various theories suggest the use of sleds, wooden rollers, ramps, and ropes of vegetable origin. Speculation includes straight ramps that widen with the pyramid, multiple ramps on each course, a system of wooden cylinders attached to the blocks, an internal spiral ramp. Contrary to popular belief and ancient accounts, the Great Pyramid was not built by slaves. Most archaeologists agree that the workforce was composed of permanent and temporary workers, mainly peasants who worked during the Nile floods, when their fields were underwater. These laborers were well treated, receiving food, accommodation, and medical care. The organization of the work was meticulous, with groups in charge of different tasks, using simple but effective tools like wooden wedges and stone hammers. The construction of the Great Pyramid is a testament to the meticulous planning and skill of the architects and workers of the time. Khufu's reign was not only notable for its architecture, but also for great economic prosperity and active foreign policy. During the 4th dynasty, Egypt maintained trade links with regions such as the Levant and Nubia. Valuable goods like precious metals, cedar wood especially from Lebanon, and turquoise were imported. Khufu, being fond of luxury, encouraged the exploitation of copper and turquoise mines in Sinai and Nubia, and diorite in Abu Simbel. State control over high officials was strengthened, with members of the royal family holding key positions, which ensured almost absolute control over the first great absolutist and centralized state known. This economic and political solidity allowed Khufu to finance the colossal public works and maintain stability in the kingdom. However, this concentration of resources on pharaonic projects sometimes created tensions among different social classes, especially among peasants and artisans. The figure of Khufu is inextricably linked to a black legend, which portrays him as a harsh and tyrannical ruler. Much of this perception comes from the Greek historian Herodotus, who lived more than 2,000 years after Khufu's reign and based his accounts on oral sources from Egyptian priests. According to Herodotus, Khufu imposed harsh working conditions on his laborers, generating hatred from the people. He went to the extreme of work his own daughter to get funds for the pyramid's construction. He even claims that Khufu closed all temples to worship, plunging Egypt into destitution. However, most modern historians and Egyptologists consider these claims to be exaggerations, mythical, or apocryphal, and were likely bad propaganda created by priests stripped of their power and wealth by Khufu. Egyptian records do not mention such abuses, and the context of the pyramid's construction suggests a very different organization from slavery. It is crucial to separate historical facts from these biased narratives to understand the complexity of Khufu's reign. Religion was a fundamental pillar during Khufu's reign. Egyptians fervently believed in an afterlife, which drove the construction of monumental tombs like the pyramids. The Great Pyramid was not just a tomb, but a symbol of his power and his connection to the gods, a portal to eternity that would ensure his legacy in the afterlife. Khufu was considered a living god. His funerary complex included, in addition to the Great Pyramid, a funerary temple to the east, a stone causeway that connected to a temple in the valley, and the famous funerary boats. One of these, the 38-meter-long Khufu solar boat, was discovered in 1954 and was believed to transport the pharaoh's soul through the heavens, following the sun god. During his reign, the cult of the god Ra gained great momentum. In fact, the name Khnum Khufu means the god Khnum protects me. The cult of Khufu continued for centuries, resurfacing in the Middle and New Kingdoms, and was even associated with that of the goddess Isis in later eras. Despite his monumental legacy, archaeology has not found many representations of Khufu. The only image of him that endures is a tiny ivory statuette just 7 to 8 centimeters tall, found in Abydos and preserved in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. It is surprising that a pharaoh of such magnitude is so poorly documented visually. The mysteries surrounding Khufu persist to this day. Recent investigations, such as the Scan Pyramids project started in 2015, use advanced technologies like muons to see inside the pyramids without the need for excavation. These studies have revealed the existence of a great void or hidden chamber inside the Great Pyramid, between 30 and 40 meters long, with a cross-section similar to the Grand Gallery. This finding generated controversy with the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities, which accused the team of having rushed to announce it. The pharaoh's mummy has never been found. Each new discovery sheds light, but also raises new questions, keeping the fascination with Khufu alive. Khufu's legacy is truly undisputed and multifaceted. The Great Pyramid of Giza continues to be an iconic symbol of Egyptian civilization and a masterpiece of engineering that attracts millions of visitors every year. It is a testament to the organizational capacity and skill of the ancient Egyptians. His reign and the construction of his monumental tomb influenced the way future pharaohs ruled, establishing a tradition of colossal tombs that would endure throughout the dynasties. Khufu's impact extends beyond architecture, permeating literature, art, and cinema. From novels to films, the figure of Khufu and the mystery of his pyramid continue to inspire artists and explorers. In summary, Khufu was a pharaoh whose vision transcended the limits of his time. Despite the legends and controversies, his impact on the history of Egypt and the world is undeniable. The Great Pyramid, a monument to his power and ambition, has withstood millennia, defying time and the forces of nature. It is an eternal reminder of the struggle for immortality and the greatness of a civilization that, thanks to pharaohs like Khufu, built a legacy that is still alive in every stone block. If you enjoyed this journey to ancient Egypt and want to continue unraveling its secrets, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. See you on the next adventure.